Hey everybody, and welcome back to Let's Play Animal Crossing Population Growing Part 135. So I'm going to talk about my awful day today, but the first thing I'm going to do, well, we're also going to fish while I do that, and, the first thing I'm going to do before any of that is I'm going to answer a question that was left in the comments, and I will respond to it in the comments as well, but I know you'll be watching today, so you said you never caught the coelacanth in City Folk. The coelacanth only appears on rainy days at the ocean, and it's not like it appears every single time. I mean, like, it does if you look hard enough, like, forever sometimes, but it's not just gonna automatically be there. I just got really lucky last night, so, yeah. That's how you catch a coelacanth. It's the, Ooh, an alarm clock. I want that. Oh, come on. Alright, I have to remember to get that. But anyway, yeah, so the coelacanth appears only on rainy days in the ocean, no matter what season. So yeah. Now, I'm gonna go release all the sea bass we caught yesterday that I don't want to catch. Or that I don't want to keep. If I really accidentally release a coelacanth, I'm gonna die. I wish we could, like, select fish with X, but we can't. I'm chewing gum. I should probably not do that. That probably sounds really gross. What am I gonna do with my gum? Okay, my gum is gone. I'll just get more gum later. Okay. The gum is officially gone now. So, I auditioned for the X Factor 2013, and I'm gonna talk about my experience today. It's really quite funny, honestly, but, so the first step that you have to take for that is you have to apply online, and then you have to go to something called registration, which is 1 or 2 days before the actual audition, wherever that may be. Here, where I live, it was inhumane the way they did it. They actually kept everyone outside in line for 4.5 hours. They had an entire stadium to use, but they didn't. They just kept everyone outside in the 80-degree weather for, 4 to 6 hours, however long it took. I talked to someone who got there at 4:30 or 6:30 in the morning and was just leaving at 10. No, she got there at 6 and she was leaving at 10:30. So she was there a total of 4.5 hours, standing outside in the sun without water or food or bathrooms. So it was very interesting, and that's what I had. See, we talked to these people, and we talked to a grandma and her granddaughter, and we were like, hey, do you have... Or, like, we needed to make sure, like, they were just walking out, so we were like, okay, well, do we have all our documents in order and stuff? And they were like, no, you need this notarized, this document notarized. What we didn't realize is that you only needed the document notarized if you were not the legal guardian. If you're under 18, you need to have a parent with you, your legal guardian. Or, well, a parent or, like, a guardian that you can appoint. And if your legal guardian can't get with you, then you can appoint a guardian. Ooh, I need that. Do I have my shovel or my bug net? Probably not. Nope. Anyway, you can appoint a guardian, but that's when you have to have the document notarized. So because she was the grandma, she just assumed that everyone had to have the document notarized. So we left and we drove around for 3 hours to every UPS store we could find. And we were out all day looking for this notary. And turns out we didn't need it. But it ended up being an actual good thing because, the next day at about, on Monday, we went in at about 3 p.m. and there was absolutely nobody there, and we just walked in and walked out, and we didn't have to stand in line. But that also meant that we were going to be one of the last to audition, because your registration time, or your audition time depends on your registration time. You're given a number when you register, or a section, I guess. Anyway, so we had our registration time, or our audition group number. We were section 215. They had sections 101 through 135, I think. And then there was a second level. So, like, you had the first level, which was 101 through 135 or something. And then you had the second level, 201 through 235. We were in 215. Luckily, it stopped after 217. They didn't have to use the entire thing, so there weren't people waiting there till, like, ungodly hours of the night. But, we were at 215. We were in the highest row you could possibly get up to. Like, out of all the seats, we were in row 17. There was no row 17. We were the only section with a row 17. It ended for everyone else at, like, row 10. And we were in row 17. The highest possible row you could get. We could not get any higher. So, if we had to go to the bathroom or get food or anything, we had to walk down like 50 steps every single time. And you're not allowed to move either, so you have to stay in your seat. No, even if there are empty seats, you have to stay in the one that you got. So, we were stuck in 215, and we waited there. We waited outside in line. Okay, so we got there at 8, technically. And then we walked up, and we got in line outside at 8, and they kept us there until 9:30. Or 10. 10. We got in at 10:30. So we waited for 2.5 hours. And then, outside. This is just outside, because they were filming the group and everything. So, after they were done filming, they told us all that they would let us inside. You know, like, it just kept being like, okay, we're gonna let you in after this shot, and then that shot never happened. Like, whoa, 57,000, awesome. Anyway, so yeah, we basically, we waited outside for 2 hours, and then they let us in, except we were in, like, the darkest, highest part of the stadium, so we were still just as hot as we were outside as we were inside. It didn't help any. And then, so we waited, and we waited. I got to audition at about 7:30 p.m. And I finally got home at 8, so we were gone for a total of 11 hours. No, 12 hours. Yeah, because we got there at 8, and I got home at 8. So we were there for a total of 12 hours. It was very interesting. I don't know how I'm going to use this, but I'm going to use it somehow. So anyway, what they do, like, so it's like a baseball stadium, basically. Like, it isn't a baseball stadium, but it's set up like a baseball stadium. And there are bleachers on the side, you know, all the way up to where we were. And then in the middle of the arena, there was, like, booths, like, basically metal poles in rectangles, and then they hung black drapes over them and called them booths. And, like, there were 35 of them, but they were only using, like, 12 to 15, so that was already a sign that they were understaffed. I met some cool people, and, you know, like, we talked and all that, and, see, we were one of the last two auditions, and everyone can see the booths. You can't really hear the people because you're so far away, but I got to, like, watch all the people that I met audition, so that was pretty cool. So I got to see if they got through or not. If you got a yes, then you got a green ticket, and you entered out the way you came in, like, through the lobby, and you filled out more paperwork and stuff like that. If you got a no, you entered, like, out back through the garage, and you had to, like, inform your family where you were, that they have to meet you out back. Except I was a minor, under 18, so, you know, I got to actually take my parents. And my mom's the only one who came with me. She was the one available, so, we went, and I finally got down onto the floor, and I got a booth. The girl who went before me was, like, this guy. I was scared that I got this guy, because this guy turned down my friend, who's a really great singer. Apparently this guy only put through people that really, really, really astounded him. Like, he turned down, like, there was one judge. Oh, cool. He's wearing our outfit. There was one judge per, like, you know, in air quotes, judge per booth. These judges were actually not musically qualified or experienced in any way. In fact, they were just random staff members that they happened to have on hand. Awesome, now they're both in our outfit. Anyway, so they were just random staff members they didn't really have any place to, like, judge talent or anything like that, but... So anyway, this guy was only letting through people that really, really, really astounded him. And so I was really nervous going into it, because he turned down 6 of the best people that I had heard that day. Because, like, you know, once you get that close, you can hear everyone. And he turned them all down. They, like, literally could have won the competition right then. Like, they were amazing. And one of those happened to be a good friend of mine that I auditioned with as well. And, like, not together, but we both went. And, so it was really hard seeing her get a no, because she's really great. Like, she performs for the school all the time at, like, talent shows, and not one person dislikes her. Like, everyone loves her. It's a pretty big school. So, well, not pretty big. I don't know, 400 or 500 people. That's actually pretty small. But oh well, like, you know, people like her is the main point. So it was hard to see her get a no. But at that point, I was getting sort of nervous, because I was like, oh dang it. You know, if all of these people get through, you know, am I going to get through and all that? So I wish I would have gotten a different judge. Right before me, a 43-year-old walked in, and she was really trashy, and she was wearing this really tight dress with big boobs and all that, and she had, like, braided pigtails, and she was a country singer, and she was decent, but, like, he interviewed her for 5 minutes, which was way longer than you're supposed to interview them, like, the contestants for. And then, like, you're supposed to sing 2 songs, and she sang 1 song, and he was like, oh my gosh, you're so amazing, here's your ticket, you get a yes, tell me more about your life. Like, you could obviously tell he was just trying to hit on her, and it was, like, really disgusting almost. And then I got through, and he goes, what's your name? And so I told him my name, and then he said, what song are you gonna sing? Or what songs are you gonna sing? And so I told him the first, like, the name of the song that I would sing first, and I said, and if I get a second song, then I'd sing this one, and, like, you know, almost everyone got to sing 2 songs. And he goes, well, you're probably only going to get to sing 1, so just focus on 1. And so that, like, that put me down a little first, but, like, I walked in really confident, and I was, you know, happy, and I was excited to actually do it, and I was doing really well. I started in a slightly lower key than what I had intended to. So it didn't sound exactly as I wanted to, but at about halfway through the performance, I got to my falsetto, and he made, like, this legitimately repulsed face, like I just committed a murder or done something horribly disgusting in front of him. And at that point, all my confidence went away, and I started shaking, and I got really nervous. And from there, the performance went downhill. It still wasn't awful, but, you know, it definitely wasn't the best that I could have given by the end of it. He stopped my performance 4 words from the end, so I didn't get to finish the song, and I had 4 words left, which really, really upset me. That's the part I just didn't want to be stopped. I was worried about being stopped at the beginning, and I never really thought I'd be stopped, like, at the end, but it really bugs me that I didn't get to finish it, because I was so close. And, most of the time, the turned-down contestants, like, you know, all that I heard, all the turned-down contestants it was just sort of like, well, you know, it's going to be a no for today, unfortunately, but for me, he literally said, no, bye, and I was told to leave. So yeah, I'm not upset about not getting through, actually. Which a lot of people may think. I'm not upset about not getting through. I'm completely fine with not getting through, because it wasn't something that I necessarily wanted to, like, actually really commit to in the first place. I just wanted to, you know, get more experience and have fun and meet cool people. I'm upset that I got a real jerk of a judge who can't even really be considered a judge. I just wish I would have gotten, like, you know, a kinder person, because there's a difference between critiquing someone's performance and literally making repulsed faces during it, because that's just literally being an awful person. And especially when I'm, like, that's almost considered bullying when you take into the fact that I'm probably half his age. He didn't even ask me my age. He didn't ask me anything except what my name was, what I was going to sing, and then told me that I'd probably only get to sing 1. So yeah, it was a bummer to be told no by a jerk, to deal with a jerk, when I had waited 11 hours. So that was my experience at the X Factor, and I went home and I watched the Voice results show, and it started to get a little bit better of a night, you know, once I recorded and caught the 2 coelacanths and all that, but yeah. So that was my night. That was my day. That was why it was so awful, because I waited in the heat and stood for like a total of 4 to 5 hours and, you know, dealt with him. I hope he never has children because he'll be an awful parent. If he has children already, I feel legitimately sorry for them. But yeah, it was an interesting experience, one that I would never, ever, 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 ever have to do again, nor will I. And, yeah, I don't know. I met some cool people. I got to, only one of my friends, like, out of the entire group, only one of the people that I met and or came with got through. And she didn't make it today. So, yeah, I don't really know what else I have to say, but my advice to you, to any of you people who want to audition for the X Factor, send in a video because it is terribly done. They are so disorganized and so inefficient. Just send in a video because it's worth. If you got, like, so you have to show up at line so that they can film, and then if they like you there, or if you audition and you get a yes and you get the green ticket, then you have to come back today at 6:30, and then if you get a yes at that audition, then you have a second audition today. And it's just, it's more efficient today than, 'cause, like, my friend who made it through told me about it, but it's more efficient today than it was the way I went. So, oh, it was an awful day pretty much overall. But yeah, like I said, I'm not mad about not getting through. I'm completely fine. Like, I'm more mad about the fact that I did it to, like, gain experience and be better at auditioning and gain more confidence and stuff like that, but I can't even really say that I got any of that because I went in confident and happy and I was proud of what I did, and I did well. There was nothing I did, you know, wrong. It's just, I got a jerk, and that's the problem, that I can't learn from anything that happened yesterday because I got a jerk who was just awful. And, he was a jerk like that to a lot of people that I saw audition who were really great. So I just wish I would have gotten a judge who would have given me a better chance, because even if I would have gotten to know from them, I still would have at least, you know, like, learned from them, like, to get to interview, and, like, that was the part that I was looking forward to, was the interview and stuff. But, you know, that didn't happen, so I wish I could say that I took away something from yesterday, but I didn't, except for the cool people that I met that I'll probably never be in contact with again ever, but, you know, it was cool to meet those people, but I can't really say I took away anything else from the audition. So yeah. Secondly, sorry for all of this. Or that was my experience on the X Factor. Sorry for maybe all the white lines you see on the screen like it's storming out right now. But yeah, thank you guys for watching. Have a great night, and I'll see you tomorrow. Bye!